Just started
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.
Jai
Okay.
Baba.
Jai Baba sir, Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Jai.
Yeah. So let's read the universal prayer today. Is that okay? Yeah.
Sure, sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Jai Baba, Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. O Parvardigar, the preserver and protector of all, you are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the ancient one, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parmeshwar. You are the beyond God and the beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yazdan, Ahura Mazda, and God the Beloved. You are named Izad, the only one worthy of worship. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. So I close this window. 1 minute. And
Sure.
one minute. I need to go to that. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, yes, clearly. Thank you very much
Okay.
for standing in, Sanjay ji. I'm driving today, and
Yeah.
I sent you a message very late last night. Thanks for
Yeah.
jumping in.
Okay.
So please continue from this point on the section which is selfless service,
Okay.
right? So
So
yeah,
my screen is
uh,
properly readable and everything because I'm
you can actually magnify it. You can magnify
magnified
it a
a
little
bit.
more. So
Yeah. 1 minute.
Yeah,
Uh,
screen is visible, Sanjay.
my PDF has actually the software itself has
if
changed.
you
Yeah,
can, you can
it's
just
open
hit zoom.
240.
You're opening in a browser maybe. Okay, don't worry.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, we can expand on our
Yeah,
own
yeah.
I
views.
don't know. Let me
On our own
see.
space.
This my PDF software is
You're on Windows,
operated.
right?
Yeah.
You're on
Yeah,
Windows,
it
right?
is
So just
Windows.
hit
Yeah.
Control plus. No, just
Yeah.
hit Control plus. Control
Control
plus.
where is plus? 1 minute.
Karthik, are you driving to Mehrabad?
No, I am not.
But anyway,
I'm driving.
just to inform the group that 27th, 28th, 29th, I'm planning a short trip to Mehrabad.
See you there.
Lucky you.
See you there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Nice,
Sanjay, very
nice,
good.
nice.
Hey, yaar.
Yeah, yeah. All 5 days I'm there. All
Oh,
from Wednesday onwards I'm there. Yeah.
oh my God, that is icing on the cake. That's nice, yeah.
No, no. Okay, let me start reading with this, and I'll find how to expand this
Yeah,
because my actually it opens on PDF Gear, some kind of software our company has started.
yeah. It's opening. Yeah.
Okay,
Fair enough.
yeah,
Please go
yeah.
ahead. Maybe the shortcut didn't
Even
work.
even I need it to expand a bit. 1 minute.
Pinch to zoom works. Just pinch to zoom
Pinch?
on your touchpad. Yeah, pinch to zoom, like how you do on the iPhone.
No,
Pinch to
that's
zoom.
it. Okay. Pins to zoom. No, it is not a touch screen phone. 1 minute.
No. I'm saying on the touchpad, where in place of the mouse, use two finger to zoom. Does that
Yeah.
work?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey,
Maybe
guys,
Ah,
I, hey, Baba, I'm sorry to interrupt,
w-
but we can
one
expand
minute.
on individual.
No.
What
He wants it bigger to read, Ashok.
Yeah. Let me search.
okay.
Yeah, you have Adobe Acrobat. So if you
Yeah.
want to
From here, I have
right
to
click
open that
and
file again, actually. Yeah.
yes.
File. Your file. Uh, this creating problem. Actually, because of hurry, also I am a bit. Uh, 1 minute. This itself should be okay. Pilot, draw. This is an editing software.
Or it doesn't allow you to use
Yeah.
it without signing
Let me
in.
open it here. Yeah. So here I go.
Yeah, no,
Control
try
F.
no, try just hit try Acrobat Pro. That's all.
Yeah. 1 minute.
That'll
Let me see that page. It had some words written, so with that I have to search.
no search
Yeah.
for 242. That works as well. Just
No.
search for
It is
242.
yeah. No, it is my file. Your file was too big for me to put it on my laptop. It said something. 1 minute. Just a minute. Yeah, it says touching evidence of selfless service.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
start, please.
Yes. Okay. Let's start now. Avtar Meher Bab, you are able to see my screen now properly, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
After the program at Surat, Baba proceeded on to contact musts in the states of Gujarat and Rajasthan instead of going back to Ahmednagar. Kaka, Baidul, and Irach accompanied him, and the rest of the Mandali returned to their respective duties. Upon reaching Baroda, Baba contacted two advanced souls named Chambu Shah and Sayyid Badruddin Rafai Shah. The latter had confined himself to a second floor room for over 30 years. He ate only once a day, but when overpowered with the welling of his love for beloved God, he would not eat for days. Whether taking his food or going to bed, he was always seen fully dressed as if ready to attend some function. That was his peculiarity. Badami Bapu was an initiate pilgrim who had left his job to lead a spiritual life. From Baroda, Baba went to Ahmednagar, where he contacted four God-intoxicated souls. Badshah Bapu sat with a tin pot before him as his constant companion. So Baba nicknamed him Tin Pot Wala. He was plump and short, but spiritually perhaps quite tall inside. Barashid Mastan had a Jalali temperament, and the contact with him was not to Baba's satisfaction. Two other moderate musts also had Baba's blessed touch. Baba arrived at Abu Road by the last week of September. Owing to his poor health, it was suggested that he should have a good rest at Mount Abu, a nice health resort. Baba consented to visit the hill station that was a few miles from Abu Road, but most of his time was spent in contacting the advanced souls, sadhus and seekers who resided nearby. Mir Baba's work with the musts seemed to be an inseparable part of his creative life of love. Despite physical exhaustion and suffering, he did not discontinue meeting these wayfarers, the lovers of God. He wiped out stagnating deficiencies and toned up their hearts for the unfoldment of higher consciousness. The musts bathed in his presence and smiled and felt blessed, not knowing what Baba had to suffer to be near them. Was it not touching evidence of his selfless service, so rare and matchless? About the must, Baba, about the must work, Baba once remarked, it is the process of uncovering the original primal source within the individual, which opens the true creative states of being, and it is a pure state of the self within each. And to achieve this work of untying the mental complexes and setting right the eccentricities in these day's souls, Meher Baba never spared his body. The first must contacted at Abu Road was Khuda Baksh, who had observed silence for 40 years. He was very fond of tea, as most of the musts in India are, and ate very little. Chavandi Maharaj, a yogi from Dilwara on Mount Abu, was a good contact. The place where he resided was, in a way, ideal for spiritual discipline. It was a quiet spot with picturesque scenery all around. Maharaj was seated in front of a small grotto with twin books of cold crystal water, twin brooks of cold crystal water on either side. Aghori Baba from Oria, a nearby village, lived in a cave with nothing special about it. He was indiscriminate in his ways of living. He would eat anything, stale or dirty. It seemed that in flow of creative joy and new light of must overruled the normal standard of good and bad. So there was a reference here, page 276. Yeah, just the message had a reference. Countless Nadine Tolstoy, Meher Baba's work with God Mad Men, which appeared in Meher Baba Journal, July 1940. Yeah,
I think those lines were very beautiful. I was wondering
yeah,
what that was. Those lines were so beautiful to describe
yeah,
Baba's work with the mosque.
yeah. So this is the line.
We
It is
can
a
actually
process
read it
of,
again if you don't
yeah,
mind.
yeah. It is the process of uncovering the original primal source within the individual, which opens the true creative state of being. And it is a pure state of the self within each. So we move on. After contacting a few more seekers and moderate musts, Baba left Abu Road on September 29 and returned straight to Merazad. Next is presenting an alphabet board. During the above tour, it was brought to Baba's attention that a towel of his had inadvertently been left in the bungalow at Surat. Baba asked Iraj to write to Adi Senior, who was at Ahmednagar, to inquire about it at Mr. Wakil's bungalow. He was also instructed to give it personally to Baba when he returned to Merazad. This reminds me of another incident in 1947. In April, Baba stayed at Meher Bhavan in Madras. Later, the host wrote to Baba that a family member found one of Baba's handkerchiefs in the room where he had stayed. In this case, Baba permitted his dear ones in Madras to keep it as his gift. Baba was very particular about even such small matters. At Mehrazad, at night, Baba retired to one of the rooms in Ratan Gyara's house, which was in a nearby field. Norina, Elizabeth, and other women mandali occupied the main rest house. A few of the men mandali stayed in the low, unfurnished rooms outside the compound walls. Although Baba slept, or rather rested, only a little at night in Gyara's house, by morning he would appear fresh and would return to Mehrazad to attend to his work. He did not have a bath every day, but in spite of this, he always looked radiant and as fresh as a baby. Perhaps he had embraced this quality of Hazrat Babazan, one of his five perfect masters. So where is this house? I don't know whether it still exists. Ratan Gyara's house. When we go to Mehrazad, maybe we can find out.
And maybe it's in Mehrabad also. We don't know whether it's Mehrazad.
It is written
It could be Nagar
Mehrazad.
also.
It is at Mehrazad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In Mehrazad, at night, Baba retired to one of the rooms in Ratan Gyara's house. I think it is within the compound. There could be a because there are several old
Possible,
buildings. Yeah.
possible,
So,
possible. Because the whole complex is called Mehrazad, and I don't
yeah.
think it's outside the compound.
Yes, yes. So within
Must be
that,
one
there
of the
could be
units
some
within there.
room. Yeah, within the units. Yeah.
We may have to ask somebody or.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I suggested. Yeah. In early October 1947, I wrote to Adi Senior inquiring about the possibility of having Baba's darshan. Adi replied that I could see Baba for a minute or so only if I agreed not to ask any questions of him, just receive darshan. I did not hesitate to accept this condition, and, and one fine morning, Adi, in his blue Chevrolet, took me to that holy place, Mehra Zat. A few months earlier, during a train journey with Baba from Madras, I had watched him giving a discourse from his alphabet board, and I saw him using it again at Satara. On my return to Kurduvadi, I thought of presenting a good alphabet board to him during my next visit, so I got a small board of teak, strong and durable. It was polished well, and then the letters were painted on it. When I called to Baba's room at Mirazad, I was called to Baba's room at Mirazad. I had this board with me. The room was quite small and faced the compound wall. I stood just by the door and offered my respects. As far as I remember, Baba had a yellowish silken coat. It was so becoming of him that I personally felt it matched his golden complexion more than did the pink coat, which he later wore during darshan tours. Sitting in the chairs, his legs apart, he looked radiant and graceful. His presence had a charm which ever remained indefinable. As I folded my hands, he smiled and gestured. Do you know that I have been to Surat? I nodded in affirmation. Baba continued, I wished to call you then, but there was no time to inform you in advance. I never expected that Baba would ever think of me as one to be included in the group going with him to Surat. I felt greatly touched by that intimate thought of Baba's. This is better? Yeah. I then presented the new alphabet board to Baba. Kaka Baria took off the blue cover and Baba expressed his happiness and gestured that it was a very nice board. I felt proud, again folding my hand. I left the room with a happy thought that Baba would one day use it. After a few days, Baba remarked to the Mandali about the teak board. It's a good one and well polished, but quite heavy. And you know, if I get a whim to whack any of you with this board, as it my old habit, it would be an additional botheration to me. Needless to say, it was never used. The alphabet board. Okay, this continues. There is another incident relating to alphabet board. Once, one of the Meher Baba's very near and dear disciples presented a durable board to Baba. It was a metal plate with clear block letters. Baba appreciated the spirit and devotion of one who presented it, but later, With reference to the shining edge of the metal, Baba joked, if I use this board, people would liken it to Sudarshan Chakra, one of the shining weapons, a disc in the hand of Lord Vishnu, the sustainer. Perhaps the joke implied that if I hit from the teak board would cause him some botheration, the metal board might even involve him in litigation. Meher Baba's alphabet board was a light piece of plywood with a sheet of paper pasted on it, printed with the alphabet and numbers. Sometimes he used the board as a toss to decide an issue. Sometimes he twisted it lightly between his fingers during musical programs. He would tap it rhythmically in the early days of Baba rhythmically. In early days of Baba no, early days, if Baba noticed that one of the mandali was inattentive or dozing in his presence, he hit with the board. A hit with the board would do the needful. Baba began to use the board to convey what he had to say in the first week of January 1927. 28 years later, on October 7, 1954, he discarded the board for good. In the years between the
The
board,
other gesture, sorry to interrupt, the other gesture is that of him flipping it between his
yeah,
fingers, right?
yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah,
we all got reminded of that, where
yes, yes,
he spins it like a top, right?
yeah, yeah, and very
Yeah.
fast.
Yes, 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 yes,
Uh,
yes. Yeah. Please go ahead.
in the years between the board and the privilege of being Baba's close companion, it was the fluid with Lord Krishna. What a comparison. Baba stayed at Mirazad until October 15, 1947, then left again for Rajasthan to resume work with the god intoxicated souls. So now is the different section. First seclusion in Mirazad Hill, 1947. Kabristan Wala, the cheerful Socrates. Avatar Mere Baba's work with the musts will remain inimitable and paramount in the spiritual history known to man. Divine love playing the servant through Meher Baba. He poured out love and compassion to the hearts of those God intoxicated souls and helped them arrive at inner harmony, alive with creative expression of life. He kindled in them the higher faculties and released fresh energies. Countless Nadine Tolstoy wrote that the awakening of the heart is the main key to spiritual evolution, and Meher Baba was the master awakener. To continue his divinely ordained work with the musts after a fortnight's stay at Meherazad, Meher Baba journeyed to Ajmer and arrived there on October 17, 1947. He contacted a few musts, including a Mastani, who was sitting under a sack owing near the station. The must Kular Shah was of the fifth plane, the first brought to the must ashram in Ajmer in 1939. At that time, he used to reside in any mausoleum, that is, Kabr. So he was known as Kabristan Wala. He used to drink dirty water from city's drainage. Musts have flaunted the basic concepts of hygiene without ill effects. For there is a different world, a different state of consciousness. Kabristan Wala was a short, stout person, and because of his facial appearance, Baba nicknamed him Socrates. By virtue of being free from my presence, he looked cheerful and happy all the time. Prior to this must's first contact with Baba, Kaka Baria had to crawl into the dark mausoleum to persuade him to get into a tonga. After reaching the must ashram, he willingly stayed for a week, and at the end Baba had to induce him to return to his tiny cell. By October 1947, he had shifted his residence to a small mosque nearby. This time, the contact with this highly involved soul, though short, was to Baba's satisfaction. Anybody else wants to read? I'm not sure who and all because I am presenting on the call. 1 minute. Ashok ji
Yeah,
or
I
anybody?
think Ashok ji can read.
Yeah, Ashok ji. Uh, 1 minute. 1 minute. Sort of windows open for my listing. 1 minute. Ashok, are you there? Ashok ji is not around.
I think you have to
Where?
continue.
Yeah, where is my file gone? Yeah, here it is. Okay.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Can you read, Ashok ji? Is that okay with you? I'll keep scrolling. Okay. Chacha, the divinely absorbed.
Is my voice clear? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, now you opened up because I
I'm
think you're
sorry.
talking on mute. Yeah.
I'm
Can
sorry.
you read?
It was on mute, so
Yeah.
I'm. It's my apologies.
Yeah.
Chacha, the remedy
Yeah.
absorbed.
Yeah.
Is the voice clear? And you want me to
Yes,
read,
yes,
right?
loud and clear. Please continue.
Okay. No one expected Baba to forget Chacha during his visit to Ajmer. Baba wished to sit alone with Chacha in silent conference in his dirty hovel near the hallowed shrine of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti. Chacha, in his divinely absorbed state, felt Meher Baba's personal presence and welcomed him with his wondrous, solemn eyes. Baba gave him a cordial smile and the contact commenced. Chacha had a pleasant, clear voice. This time, in addition to the demand for cha, tea, he often asked for pani, water. He was so persistent about drinking water that Baba had to instruct one of the Manli to engage a special person to fetch water. This time, the contact lasted for 4 hours. Meher Baba once explained the Sufi terminology, the spiritual state of a mazub like chacha. A true mazub, a God merged soul on the seventh plane, is a wali, and also in the sense that he enjoys the blissful intoxication of a God united soul. He is also a must. A mazub, however, although he is automatically both a wali and a must, is never a salik. Sorry. In the mazubiyat of the seventh plane, vilayat and masti are already there, but not suluk. Cross reference 77, William Dawkins, The Wayfarers, page 27. From another angle, the Mazub e Kamil passes from the sensations of flesh to the reality of spirit. He enters light to be light itself, which he already was, but now he consciously knows it had it and merges in it. So he is called God merged. On the other hand, for the purpose of discharging divine duty, the Sadguru or perfect master, having become light, also has the consciousness of Tribhuvan, the Mazub entire creation of Maya, his own shadow. One of the two seventh plane Mazubs mentioned by Meher Baba was Chacha, and the other was Baba Shahabuddin of Bhatt, whom Baba contacted only once in July 1943. After contacting his loving children, the Mas of Ajmer, Baba turned to his work with the poor. A group of poor persons was collected and Baba gave each one money as prasad, the external sign of an inner contact. Recurrent visits to Chambu Shah. Meher Baba, accompanied by Baidul, Kaka, and Eraj, reached Baroda on October 22nd, 1947, to resume the contact with Chambu Shah. Baba's visit to this particular mosque indicated his patience and perseverance in accomplishing his spiritual work with such highly involved souls. Baba used to cater to their whims and caprices, for he often remarked, "These are my dear children." Some of these children, the mosques, were patient and obedient, others haughty and naughty. Baba, however, showered his love equally upon them all. In the case of Chambusha, like a loving mother, Baba kept up all the appointments at particular hours as the mosque desired. Chambusha stayed in Motiwala, a part of Baroda. He was residing in the house of one of his devotees who was a landlord. The mosque was a valley on the fifth plane. It was rather difficult to predict what these comrades of God, that is, valleys, would ask their friend, the God man. At the time of the contact on October 22nd, Chamusha first asked for cigarettes and tea. Then he had a whim to plead for clothes, a lungi and a shirt. When these were brought and presented to him, strangely enough, he took out a few clothes, including a turban, and requested that Baba wear them at some future time. Then he looked at Baba's face and entreated him to visit the house at 5 a.m. the next morning. A few must had tried to wait Baba's further contacts, but Chambu Shah was an exception. He invited the godman back with readiness to participate in his universal work. When the party reached home, Baba wore Chambu Shah's clothes for a while. However, how strange he must have appeared in that unusual attire. I just take a break. So this just shows, the compassion which Baba had, and in adhering to the whims of his must, or of the whims of Chambusha. Anyway,
Yeah.
next, yeah, yeah. Next morning, you want to say something?
His compassion, yes. His love, yes. But these incidents of seclusion, what happened behind, and wearing these clothes and these kinds of things, left out food. Some of them gave, as we earlier read, which Baba ate. So these are the things very difficult to understand for
Yeah,
us.
very difficult. It's very, very
Yeah,
difficult to
we don't know
understand.
what it is actually.
But
There is a lot meaning behind all this.
yes, absolutely. I agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed, Sanjay.
it
I
is
think that's a
not
valid.
just a casual thing. Yeah,
That's the valid point. There might be some, in significant or unknown spiritual significance which is beyond our comprehension. Jai
yeah.
Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Chalo, I'll continue. Next morning, with Baidul and Eraj, Baba visited Chambu Shah's residence at 5 a.m. as he had wished, but the mosque would not let Baba in for the contact. Baba had to wait outside for an hour until the mosque was in good mood to receive him.
Sorry,
I
sorry.
think,
Yeah,
no, it's okay. It's okay. I think I saw something on the screen. Anyway, Jai Baba. At the end of his second meeting, Chambusha requested that Baba drop in again at 2 p.m. So that same day, Baba again sat alone with Mast, the third visit. At the close of the contact, Chambusha took a fancy that Baba should revisit him at 5 a.m. the next day. He also expressed a desire to have more clothes, a bandi, waistcoat, and a coat. Early the next morning, he seemed pleased to receive the clothes, but wished Baba to repeat his visit at 2 p.m. Baizul pleaded that Sahib, meaning Baba, had to leave for Baroda, but the must insisted on this, the meeting. Thus, from October 22nd to October 25th, 5 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon were reserved for visiting this uncommon must. When the contact was over on October 25th, Baba sent Erach to Chambu Shah to convey clearly that Baba's work with him was finished and he had to leave Baroda. Chambu Shah appeared pleased at this. I just want to mention incidentally that we've just passed this dates in 24, of course, but the from October 22nd to October 25th was the period which we have just passed.
Interesting coincidence. Yeah.
It's a coincidence, yeah. It's
Yeah, it will be also be interesting to know if any major events happened during the exact times that are mentioned here. So it's just a matter of research and globally.
I think that's a big research piece of research. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've also thought of that because it coincides completely with World War II.
yeah. There must be something
In
happening.
fact, yeah, 2, 3 years after World War II, it continued. If you look at the supplements of Wayfarers, but predominantly it is 1939 to 1945. So, yeah, that'll be a matter of some research soon.
so we have a couple of doctorates in this Meher Baba University, Jay Baba, doing
No, no,
research.
there are many more. There are
Yeah,
many more. We have to do a lot more
no, we
people
have to do,
getting in.
I have to do a lot more, but I'm certain there are many more.
Indeed,
Anyway,
indeed. Jai Baba.
Jay Baba. When the contact was over on October 25th, Baba sent Erach to Chambu Shah to convey clearly that Baba's work with him was finished and that he had to leave Baroda. Chambu Shah appeared pleased at this. His eyes blazed as संजय जी ऊपर लेना पड़ेगा थोड़ा.
Yeah. Sorry.
नहीं, it's okay, absolutely. As his eyes blazed as he chuckled contentedly and said, "Give my greetings to Sahib Baba." Then, to Erech's surprise, the must returned all the things he had asked for and been given by Baba, and he instructed Erech to return them to where they had been purchased. Jambu Shah's wish was carried out literally, and the dirty clothes he had given to Baba were put into a tin and carried to Merazad as a prized possession. It is interesting to note that the commencement of one of his seclusions, Meher Baba especially put on these clothes and wore them for some time. Wonderful was Baba's relationship with the Mas and theirs with him. A must under the Gani covering. A seeker named Narayan also had Baba's contact at Baroda. If anyone paused near him, the seeker used to repeat in a deep, full voice one phrase, Sat Bolo, speak the truth. This reminded the Mandli of a very high must named Ram Baba, contacted at Hardwar in 1941. Sitting naked on a heap of rubbish, he kept a skull by his side. He used to ask visitors to spit in it, and later he culled the expectorations. Usually he was heard singing devotional songs in praise of Lord Ram, but if anyone stood near him, he would his only counsel would be, Beta Bachchan Pal, boy, keep the
Bachan
promise.
Pal. Yeah, Bachan ko palo.
हाँ,
Basically, that's what it is.
Bachchan,
Yeah.
Beta, I'll just read again, sorry. It's, yeah. Beta Bachchan Pal, yeah, Beta Bachchan Palo, boy, keep the promise. Yeah. Want to say something, Sanjay?
No, continue.
Okay. On October 26th, Baba gave some money to a group of 30 persons, and with this distribution, the stay in Baroda was over. Meher Baba and his disciples reached Ahmedabad on October 28th. All the contacts with God intoxicated souls were renewed. A new must named Arab Shah was spotted near the Parsi Dharamshala. For a number of years, this must had not stepped down from the platform on which he lived. Two strange things were noticed about him. Practically, no one had seen his face, and he always kept his entire body covered with a gunny cloth, coarse jute sacking. Food as well as water was offered to him under the gunny covering. He was seen sitting on the platform throughout the day and night. He did not lie down to rest, so he had his sleep, if any, in the sitting posture. Baba contacted him at night. After finishing his work with the must of Ahmedabad, Baba decided to spend the night on the railway platform. It was a noisy and disturbing place, as all railway platforms are, and the Mandli had to practice the art of sleeping in a sitting posture like Arab Shah. Such discomforts did not affect them if they found Baba's face radiating satisfaction after contacting a must of a high order. Early the next morning, Baba contacted Arab Shah again, offered him tea, then they left for the return trip to Baroda. Returned to Mehrazad. A rest house at Baroda had been reserved in advance. Ali Shah alias Babji was brought there from Mehrabad. Twice a day, Baba sat alone in seclusion for some hours with this Zamali must. Then, after a few days, Babji was sent to Mehrabad. During Baba's stay at Baroda and Ahmedabad, an all well telegram was sent to him every day from Ahmednagar, conveying the welfare of the Mandli at Merazad. In a way, the two words of the telegram helped the Mandli maintain their close contact with Baba. By November 16, 1947, Baba had returned to Merazad, Pimpalgaon. It's interesting to note that Merazad is also known as Pimpalgaon.
That's the original name, right? Mehrazad is the name given by Baba. Baba
Yeah, yeah,
lovers or
Exactly,
Baba
exactly.
maybe.
yeah,
Address
yeah.
That's
is
the village
Pimpalgaon.
name. Official name is Pimpalgaon.
Okay, so on the map or you'll find Pimpalgaon.
Yes, yes. Still the same name. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
far as I know, Pimplegon is that little city or suburb where Merazad is located. So beside Merazad and all those acres of land and Merazad, there are some area like farming area and so forth around Merazad, which is part of Pimplegon. Yeah. So Pimplegon is like Aurangabad or you know, yeah,
Arangaon. You want to say
Arangan,
Arangaon?
yeah, like Arangan with which Baba Samadhi and other things are located. But
Yeah,
Pimplegon
Arangaon.
is
Gaon is basically a village, and you're right. It's just the name of the village which houses Meherazad. So Pimpalgaon, and then
Arangaon.
Good.
yeah, Pimplegon at this point, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Jai
In fact,
Baba.
when Baba was alive, it's in Lord Meher. A lot of people from Pimplegon got to know about Baba and came there to visit him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Jai Baba. Beginning in November, Meher Baba was apparently engaged in a special type of work. Adi Senior had been instructed beforehand to keep Kiara's house ready for Baba's stay, to serve as a resting place for the night. The house was quite close to Mehrazad. On November 7, he visited the men Mandli residing in the rooms outside the compound of the main building at Mehrazad. The women Mandli who lived inside were not allowed to see him even from a distance. For them, he was so close and yet so far. The film Project Avatar. Since May of 1932, which marked Meher Baba's second visit to America, he had showed great interest in having a film made which would reveal spiritual truths. During succeeding years, he gave considerable attention to those who were interested with this work. Circle Productions Incorporated brought two booklets, screenplays, but they were not published as they were not meant for circulation. One, How It All Happened, was written by Carl Wal Carl Wallmoeller and was based on the ideas given by Baba. The other booklet, This Man David, was penned by Carl Wallmoeller and
This is, yeah, that this man David has long postscript descriptions. You can read this probably.
yeah, I'll read this. That's the supplement 77.
78.
78, sorry, 78.
Yeah.
Yeah, 78. As I read the booklet, the last paragraph of the screenplay, also written under the instruction of Meher Baba, especially arrested my attention. The pertinent part of the text is: Today, if you come to Middles, Middleville's, you will see the tree. Ask anyone, and they will tell you about this tree. The strange tale of how, just a few months ago, a man, David,
David.
was lynched, and how the next day the branches of the tree shaped themselves into a profile of the face of David Lord, and you will look up and you will see the face molded by some great sculptor. Wow. This reminds me of Lord Mayor Baba's image, his face with a scarf across the forehead, which appeared at Merazal on the Odumber tree, which is outside the window of Mehra's room. It was noticed by her one evening in July 1969, a few months after the avatar had dropped his body. The face is a natural formation in the bark, untouched by hand, and appears slightly raised as in a sculptured block. Once, while having a stroll in the garden of Allah at Mirazad, Baba pointed at this particular tree and remarked, I like this tree, without disclosing any reason. In January 1972, at the time of writing this footnote, the image on the tree is as clear as it was in 1969, in spite of natural changes taking place in the bark. Since the face first appeared on the tree trunk in place of the scarf across the forehead, a crown has become prominently visible. I, Many of us would have seen this. At least I have,
Yeah, I have seen. I have seen. Yeah.
but I don't remember the crown. But anyway, it might have changed because this is 1969, 1972, and we have seen this in 2000 something, 2003, 4. So anyway, uh, I present these facts to the readers and leave it to them to feel the significance of these events. Sorry, just in their fullness. Okay. HS Craft. The scenes in this screenplay were to be photographed according to Meher Baba's instruction. I do not know whether or not Garrett Ford from Hollywood, who was the producer of the famous pictures like The Invisible Man, Frankenstein, and The Last Patrol, was also taking part in this project. He was closely connected with Meher Baba and his work. However, the distinguished personality Gabriel Pascal, the director of renowned pictures like Pygmalion and Cleopatra, had made a special trip from the United States to Switzerland to discuss some important matters with Meher Baba in connection with film work. After 1936, it seems that for over a decade, there were no special efforts made to film the screenplay. By 1946, Jean Idrill, the author of Avatar, was working on a project with Alexander Marquis' help. Later, she sent two versions of the manuscript with personal comments to India for Baba's approval. In the winter of 1947, Baba sent the following cable to Jean regarding these two versions. You say first, not acceptable to the West, Mandli. We say second, not acceptable to the East. Therefore, write for the first and last time something that will be acceptable to both. The subsequent screenplay was written by Robert Clare in collaboration with Jean. Avatar was the selected title of the film. Gabriel Pascal was then working on a project to bring out a film based on one of the dramas by Bernard Shaw and even wrote to Baba about this enterprise. Apart from this, in his letter dated October 21st, 1947, to Mayor Baba, Pascal expressed a desire to arrange the shooting of the film Avatar in Italy. This project, however, was afterwards completely given up. Baba in his lifetime showed intense interest in different matters at different times. Each time it seemed that nothing interested him more than a particular phase of work. After some days, months, or perhaps years. I halt here if there are any comments or anybody wants to say something.
Yeah, what is the full name? Pascal is the first name. What's the full name? Can you? I'm not able to see it. I'm just listening to this.
Yeah, Gabriel Pascal and
Gabriel
Karthik.
Pascal.
Karthik, I must
So it's
admit,
Gabriel Pascal.
yeah, Gabriel, Gabriel Pascal is the title, and while I was reading this, also this name, clicked in my mind, and I was wondering whether this is any correlation or relation to I think it's Michael Pascal. Who's at
The Sufi Pascal. No, it's not. Gabriel Pascal Kaplan. That's
Achha.
no, it's not. It's not. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, it's not the Sufi Pascal, where they have a beautiful facility where they've done a lot of work for eternity. The Sufi way of representing Baba. It's worth visiting, of course.
Yeah, interesting to see that the film projects, which during Baba's time, did not really took off. I mean, there was a lot of efforts, I think, even during 1969, that movie just before Baba dropped his body, late 1968 probably, that interview that he gave it to a European, I think he was from Denmark, Netherlands, I suppose, if I'm not wrong. He had an interview with Baba in the open, Baba sitting on a chair and giving, I forget his name. He was from Netherlands.
If you're talking about the movie it was shot in Mehrabad.
Yeah. Baba is sitting behind the Merazad property on a
yes.
chair, and then
Yes.
so that also did not took off. And now I think there is a movie which has come on. So it is not it's not on Baba or anybody playing Baba, but there's that new movie that you must have heard now, which is going to be released in Diwali, is on Amir Hajra, his book Memoirs of a Dietetic. Yeah, you got to see that kind of a short clip which is now being circulated. I think it will be a good read. I think that's the first book on Baba that I read at 20 years of age. So now that is coming. It's very interesting. The book itself is very interesting. I suppose when that is published will be, I think it is being done from the trust side, as I could read, but I may be wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting news. And also
You mean the copy?
Yeah.
Who's that? I can't hear that. Sorry. Can you please?
You said something, Karthik.
Memories of us. Yes, I said in physical form. Are you talking about soft copy being worked upon?
No. I said the book Glimpses, the Memoirs of a Dietetic by Amir Hazra. I had opportunity to meet him twice. is an amazing book. If somebody has not read,
I'm
must
talking about
read.
that. I'm talking about that
Yeah.
only.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah. Now
agreed.
the movie is coming on that book,
That
on his life. Yeah.
personal and
Yeah.
That's interesting because I have that book now. You've inspired me to read. I have the
interesting.
hard copy. I'll
Okay.
read it.
Please,
And,
please read it. Very interesting. Yeah.
and second thing on movies, I just reminded me that even Neha Sharar has made a sort of a documentary or a movie uh,
Mm-hmm.
on Meher Baba.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
there.
you were here. Yeah, I think we completed this page. We'll go to roll up to the next.
Okay, yeah, go.
Yeah.
Uh, shall I? Shall we go back to the last page and spread this
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
continuity because I think I might have. Uh, each time it seemed that nothing interested more than the particular phase of work. After some days, months, or perhaps years, the activity would be entirely put aside with perfect detachment. So there's a Baba's main concern was not the outward working of the project, for that only served as a scaffolding to further his mission of spiritual awakening. Sorry,
To those.
to those who came into his contact by way of the project. Whatever he did, his attention was total and his response most natural and hence perfect. God, who becomes informed as the God man out of spiritual necessity, quickens life in all its aspects. What is the
Yeah.
meaning
Jai
of
Baba.
informed? Informed or informed?
And formed means something which comes into form, right?
Okay.
And formed as a God man. He takes a
Okay. Okay.
form. That's what I think is the meaning.
Yeah. Yeah. Must
Uh,
be. Yeah.
uh,
Simple.
correct.
Simply.
yeah.
Correct.
My daughter is here these days, and uh, my wife just asked whether she will be interested to read,
Oh,
and
definitely.
she has kind of said that she can try. So I'll just bring her, let her read a couple of paragraphs, and
Yes.
then we can
Definitely.
switch over.
Wonderful.
You will also get a
Wonderful.
breather.
Yeah.
You also, yeah,
That's a
yeah,
wonderful idea. And
yeah.
Jay Baba,
So
thanks.
yeah,
Thanks,
Jai
Sanjay.
Baba. Her name is Srishti, Mayor Srishti. I'll just call her. Yeah.
Okay.
Simple, significant justice. सब कुछ है.
Hello, Jai Baba.
जोर से volume थोड़ा.
Am I audible?
जोर से बोलो.
Uh,
Okay.
uh,
You're loud and clear. You're audible.
Okay, I'll talk a little loudly. Is this better?
No, I'm saying you're audible. Good enough.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'll start. Uh,
Simple.
a simple, significant gesture. During the days of petrol, during the days of petrol shortage in India, Adi Senior, who stayed in Nagar, would visit Mehrazad in his car once a week on Sundays. On November 23rd, 1947, I had an opportunity to accompany him to Mehrazad. It was so very pleasant to be in that peace vibrating atmosphere again. Baba was in the same room where I had met him a month earlier. To say he looked beautiful would be an understatement. I found him more radiant and graceful than I had imagined. I was instructed not to touch his person. This time, I presented two notebooks to him. They contained a Marathi translation of questions answered by Baba, which had been in the Meher Baba journal. Meher Baba's discourses had already been translated into Marathi by Deshmukh and Mrs. Indumati Deshmukh, so I chose to do this job. For me, it was a sort of meditation on Baba and his teachings. Baba asked me to read a page from one of the notebooks. The expression on his face showed, well, tried. He asked me to hand over the notebooks to Adi Senior, and that was the end of the matter and my interview with him. I folded my hands to offer namaskar. Baba gave a pleasant smile and, by the way of a gesture, put three of his long, delicate fingers on his heart. Unawares, I said, "Yes, Baba," as if I understood what he meant.
Continue.
As I stepped back, I wondered what that simple gesture implied. Did Baba mean that he resides in my heart? Or did he wish to console me that I had a place in his heart? Was it an indication that what matters is the language of the heart and not what I read to him? I was sure that the gesture was not to indicate just the lub dub of his heart, that most marvelous electromuscular pump encased in the pericardium. Did the three fingers point did the three fingers point out that he is, in fact, beyond the three bodies and the three worlds? And at the same time, I felt that this would be a far fetched connotation. One thing I gathered was that Meher Baba emphasized the importance of the purity of heart, the seat of spirituality. I do not know why, I said. Yes, Baba. And yet he looked pleased with at my madness. Whatever the interpretation, the incident provides a good theme for meditation, even to this day. Meher Baba's simple gestures have sometimes revealed the treasures hidden within the heart, and his silence, the immensity of his presence.
Angela?
Seclusion on the Hill. By the beginning of December 1947, preparations were being made for Meher Baba's work in Seclusion Hill on Tembi Hill, which rises behind Baba's house in Meherazad. Sarosh Irani, one of Baba's dearest disciples, was successful in securing the top of the hill from the government for a nominal rent on a long lease. Padri, the engineer, was at work fixing the asbestos siding sheets for the hut at the summit of the hill. The roof was covered in Bangalore tiles. The other hut was erected lower down on the shoulder. In the evening of December 5, Meher Baba and a few of the Mandli ascended the hill. December is cold and windy, and it seemed incredible that Baba's delicate body could withstand so many uncomfortable seasons, all for work.
Hmm. ठीक है. जी. Continue.
Oh, all for work, which he alone knew. Beginning December 6, Baba did his work in seclusion for 10 days. Most of the time he was alone in his cabin, but daily he sat down with Ali Shah for 3 hours in the morning. Baba came down the hill on the morning of the 17th. However, his work with Ali Shah continued for 2 more days, and then the must was sent back to Mehrabad. The hill, now known as Meher Baba's Seclusion Hills, has become a place of world pilgrimage. At the end of 1951, the structures on the hill were removed and made into a single room on Mehrazad premises. Baba stayed in that room for some days at the close of the new life, and later he asked Iraj to occupy it. Baba attends correspondence. In between his must work and seclusion periods, whenever Baba had a bit of leisure, he would attend to the letters and cables addressed to him. To a few of his closer ones, he gave instructions about even their day-to-day activities, including visits and journeys. For example, he sent the following cable to Delia de Leon from in the West. Only if you want to be in England, return there. Otherwise, return in Panama. Eternal love blessings. Baba. He directed Norina to send the following cable to Milda Charlton. Come if you can, otherwise, don't worry. Baba blesses you all the same. He is everywhere. Baba reassured one of his devotees with the words, my love for you will be the same as it was before. A contact with Meher Baba was a relationship with the movement of unconditional love. One of Baba's dear ones in the West, who had stayed with him in India, wrote a letter relating inability to visit him. It seemed that the person was grieved over missing a chance for Master's Sahavas. Baba's quick witted and consoling reply was poured into the following four lines. Your letter of love gave both pleasure and pain, joy, because you always remember me, you always been mine, pain, because physically you cannot with me remain. Nevertheless, my love and you always will shine. The words from the Master have a unique quality of radiating his presence and serve as a medium of silent communication with him. It had been long since Baba had met his devotees who lived in nearby places like Pune and Bombay. There were many requests for darshan through the letters, and some sincere appeals were made through the mandali. In response to these, Baba consented to hold a small gathering at Mehrabad in the last week of December 1947. I had no inkling of this program. I casually wrote a letter informing Baba of the ensuing 10-day Christmas vacation of the school, and a few more lines which I do not recall. To my surprise, on the sacred Christmas morning, I received a postcard from Adish Sr. by express delivery. It brought me tidings of joy. Adi wrote, Baba was very happy to read your postcard. The Godman reading my letter, simply unbelievable. But in his matchless compassion, impossible is made possible. Adi continued, you, by yourself, may go to Mehrabad to stay for 3 days, December 29, 30, and 31, 1947. Baba will be there during those 3 days. You can well imagine my joy, for this gave me the chance to participate in an unexpected savas with Baba. I felt it was a passport to a different land altogether. Needless to say, I availed I availed myself of the opportunity.
Vouchsafed.
Baba
Vouchsafed.
vouchsafed through that blessed postcard.
Jai Baba. Any comments? Or anybody wants to be? Jai Baba. Hello.
Well, Sanjay, nothing. Unless
Yeah.
somebody else.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. So
Unless you want, unless she's tired and wants a switch, we can always
yeah. Anybody who is comfortable reading?
Mahu is
Mahu
free.
maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Jai Baba. You can read Mahu.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. From Heartache of a Lover. Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mahu. You are loud and clear. Please continue.
Okay, okay, great. Heartache of a Lover. Excuse me. This was my third visit to Mehrabad. In the morning, December 29, I saw Baba walking briskly towards the old ashram building and then to his cabin. On the way, a pair of luminous eyes met mine, and I felt blessed. Work on the foundation of the new ashram building, as is seen today at Mehrabad, was being supervised by Kalemama, one of the Mandali. Many merry faces were about, and to me Mehrabad wore a gay and festive appearance. Baba called different persons to his cabin. Some gave him a report of their work and got further instructions from him. There were some personal interviews also, for he was the compassionate confidant in whom his devotees trusted without reservations or fear. He was to them father and friend, mother and master, all in one. By late afternoon, a mattress had been placed in the hall, covered with a clean white sheet, and a few cushions were laid by its side. Yeah. Okay, for this, so I can locate it. Let's see where. Okay, thank you. Musical instruments, tabla and harmonium, were placed by the wall. I learned that Baba was to visit the hall to meet new arrivals. When he entered, he looked preoccupied. Some offered their pranams to him, and a tired smile played over his face. He sat on the mattress and stretched his legs. At his signal, the musicians began to play some of his favorite notes, and so, to the delight of us all, the sadness on Baba's face disappeared. He looked refreshed and radiant. A local Kawal named Baba sang some songs. If you want to roll it
Yeah,
up, please.
Babu.
Oh, is it Babu? Oh, yeah, you're right, Babu. Yeah. A
Yeah.
local, Kawal named Babu sang some songs. Baba then asked the two Mohandargi, Mohandargi, who assisted Adi Senior in his office, to sing. After playing a few notes on the harmonium, the two looked at Baba and tears rolled freely down his cheeks. Datu had been one of the boys in the Meher Ashram. Baba did not look pleased at this sentimental outburst. He remarked, "One should not shed tears, even if the head is to be cut off, and you are shedding tears in my presence. Outwardly, always look cheerful. Inwardly, if you so wish, you may shed tears even without a break." Datu tried to check himself and with a choked voice sang one of the famous fine ghazals. It commenced with a line, "Dunya kiya meri bala jan." How will the world ever understand my heartache, Jane? After describing the ecstasies and tortures of the heart, the poet conveyed at the end, "There was a time, O beloved, when I used to shed tears profusely. Nay, my heart ceaselessly bled at your remembrance. But now, what a pity, I have not the slightest pulse of love beating in my heart. The eyes crave to shed just a drop or two of tears for you, but in vain." Baba
Jay
seemed
Baba,
happy.
can I request you to read that part which is in inverted commas? One should not shed tears. And Karthik, if you think,
Outwardly. Yeah,
if
I can
you
read
think
that.
we should highlight this, because this has got a very touching.
Yeah.
Also,
Baba
can you help
always say
Mahu
that.
with the Hindi or the Urdu line that she read? I was not able to understand it, but I am not able to read. So if somebody can help her
So
with that
it
line,
says,
that'd be great.
Dunya
Yeah,
Yeah,
kya
sure.
meri bala jane. This means the world cannot understand the pain or something. The bala means suffering actually, and jane means
Oh,
knowing.
okay.
So दुनिया क्या मेरी भला जाने? What the world will, क्या means what? So how what the world will understand my suffering. That's what it means.
My suffering.
That's how it is
It's a
written. How
poetic
will the world
expression.
ever understand my heartache? So suffering,
very
heartache, whatever, those
absolutely.
emotions. Yeah.
It's great, Sanjay. You have a player to
Yeah,
translate.
he's our resident Hindi, Urdu,
Translate.
Modi,
yeah,
all
yeah,
references,
yeah.
songs.
Jai
Yeah,
Baba.
Oh
thank you.
yes. And
So
we have to hear one of these days Sanjay's song bhajan.
okay. Do that. Yeah. So, Karthik, you can highlight a bit on your original text when you have time. One should not shed
Yes,
tears,
I will do.
could be the search line.
Yes,
And then, because it is now being, projected from my laptop.
fair,
Yeah.
fair. Sure, I noted.
One thing now that everybody's talking, I can actually add to this. Um, for example, uh, people who were in Baba's presence, or even Mandali that we saw, we had no idea what they were going through. I mean, because they were working for Baba and they were working on a given task, especially in the world. So they were going through hard time, and perhaps inwardly they had a tear, they had sadness, they had ache, pain. But outwardly, when we would see them, they would always look cheerful and smile and laugh and joy. Similar to Baba, at least we see it in pictures that Baba always smiles. Yeah. So something to follow, because these people were already there. Baba, you know, conveyed this to us so we can do the same thing. Yeah. Anyway,
Abbas is a tough act to
especially in
follow,
Eastern
including.
culture, we have it in Iran too. People many times they want to express their love with tears, you know. So if there is an outsider looking at them, they don't know whether there's tears of joy or tears of sadness. So I think that's why Baba says, look cheerful. Yeah. Anyway,
Jai Baba.
Jay Baba. Baba seemed to appreciate the last two lines. He asked the two to stop singing and repeat the Urdu text of those lines. Baba remarked, a lover of God has to go through so many incredible states. The Urdu ghazals have a quality of their own which expresses the ecstasies and heartaches experienced by lovers in their madness for the divine beloved Meher Baba, especially if you can please roll it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Meher Baba especially liked ghazals composed by Gulib, Jigar, Asghar, and a few others, including Simab and Dak. Of course, there are very beautiful story about Simab. Do you guys know about that? Yeah.
Yeah. You may
You,
once again say, yes, we have heard something. Yeah. It's good to share.
yeah. So this Simab and uh, this Simab that you know um, there was a Qawwali singing in one event, and especially this, this ghazals is written and translated in English because there was a Qawwali singer who was singing this, and the words were by Simab. And he was singing so beautifully, Qawwali music, live music, and so forth. And Baba was so taken by it. He really, really liked it. And he said, whose ghazals are they? And then they said Simab, and he said, he's liberated. He's liberated, although he's not with us. So, God knows he was where, maybe in southern world or in another world or some. But instantly Baba gave him liberation just because of these ghazals. And it's written, it's available on internet. A friend of mine and I wrote an article about it. Anyway, so something to know.
Wow. Sanjay, can I
There
just
is,
take a
polish
minute?
up your art.
yeah. There is a very
Yeah,
popular ghazal which
message.
many
Yeah.
people sing of Simab. So maybe towards the end, I'll maybe sing a couple of lines. Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
Yeah, that'd be great.
that
yeah,
would be great, Sanjay, if you can sing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I also wanted to add for Mahu and others that during Amar Tithi, that's between 29, 30, 30, 31st and 1st February, lot of ghazals and lot of present songs are sung which are really heart rendering.
Yes,
Uh,
very
uh,
much so. Very
yes,
beautiful.
yes, and
Yes.
you can see it on YouTube, the YouTube University, and also used to write under the pen name Huma, Huma. So
Yes.
was very fond of ghazals, and Mahog, if you can just put a link or put a copy of your article on the Meher Baba Awakens Telegram
Yeah,
portal.
I would like to. In fact, yeah, it's now archived. The name of the newsletter that we were giving out on behalf of the Los Angeles Center, me and my
Oh,
co-worker,
I think
Merabat
I've read a
Gazette.
few PDFs. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you have read?
No, I have read something called the Love Street Breeze. That I think that is also LA, right? Love
What is
Street
the name?
Breeze.
Oh, yeah,
Love
Love Street
Street
Breezes. Yeah,
Breeze.
sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. That's also
yeah,
LA,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I've read a few
Yeah, that
copies
was
of that.
LA. Yeah, Dinah Snow
Yeah, yeah.
from, from, she's a resident here, but originally she's from Australia. Yeah, she did it for many, many years. Yeah. Everything is in Baba's time. It's like how he was working on something and then there was going through a scaffolding. Like he would get rid of the building, everything else, and the work that he did was like finished in 2 years and gone. Similar to work that we do. By Baba's inspiration, we do some work and all of a sudden it stops. And that's what he wants, like that. Yeah. Anyway, should I continue or is it 4 more minutes? Looks
Yeah, I
like, huh?
think it's 4 more minutes, so it's probably a good time to end with the ghazal.
Yeah.
I'll request
Oh, yeah,
Sanjay ji
sure.
to
I'm,
make a
I'm
note.
looking, I'm looking for the lyrics
He's
in my
still
diary.
searching.
I don't know
Okay,
where is that page gone. Yeah.
okay.
Sanjay, don't worry and be happy. Just sing whatever you can.
Okay.
You got a golden voice. Don't worry.
And someone needs to just
How
make a
could,
mark of where you stopped because I'm not even able to see the
yeah.
screen. I'm driving.
I will just
Yeah, just
send
take a
you.
screenshot or send a pic of that.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
send
thank you.
these keywords.
Sure,
What is mind? What is heart? And then from there you can search and
I can figure
proceed.
it out. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. It goes like, Yeah, I got it. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
अब क्या बताऊं मैं तेरे मिलने से क्या मिला, इरफान गम हुआ मुझे, अपना पता मिला। अब क्या बताऊं मैं तेरे, अब क्या बताऊं मैं तेरे मिलने से क्या मिला। आई एम नॉट एबल टू एक्सप्लेन व्हाट आई गॉट आफ्टर मीटिंग यू। इरफान गम हुआ मुझे, अपना पता मिला। इरफान गम मीन्स enlightenment of sorrow. See the beauty of this word in Urdu. I got the enlightenment of sorrow, and मुझे अपना पता मिला. I got to know myself. So that's what the first line means. Yeah. जब दूर तक न कोई फकीर आशना मिला, तेरा नियाजमंद तेरे दर से जा मिला। अब क्या बताऊं मैं तेरे, जब तू दूर तक न कोई फकीर आशना मिला, मीन्स till I got acquainted with a mendicant, that is which is given as a begging, जब when I was looking for that begging and I could not get that medicant, or what is given as an alm, maybe that is the word, another word. Tera niyaz mand tere dar se ja mila. Then only I could get close to your doorstep. That's what it means. Manjil mil. Actually, I'm speaking, so my pitch is changing every time I sing another paragraph. मंजिल मिली मुराद मिली मुद्दुआ मिला, सब कुछ मुझे मिला जो तेरा नक्शे पा मिला, सब कुछ मुझे मिला। मंजिल मिली मुराद मिली, आई गॉट द destination, I got the murad. Murad means something that I had wished for. You know say हमारी मेरी ये मुराद है, we call it in Hindi is और उर्दू। मंजिल मिली, मुराद मिली, मुद्दवा मिला। और जो I also got the person who was to bless me with that murad, or what I was seeking. So मंजिल मिली, मुराद मिली, मुद्दवा मिला, सब कुछ मुझे मिला जो तेरा नक्शे पा मिला। Means I got everything when I got uh, your footprints. When I just got your footprints, I got everything. Manzil mili, I got the destination, I got what I was seeking for, and I got you as soon as I got to see or see your footsteps. That's what this means. There are many other paragraphs, so I'll just read the last one. सीमाब को शगुफ्ता न देखा तमाम उम्र, सीमाब को शगुफ्ता न देखा तमाम उम्र, कम वक्त जब मिला गमे आशना मिला, कम वक्त जब मिला. So it says, he is talking about himself, that I did not find you ever smiling. सीमाब को शगुफ्ता, शगुफ्ता means cheerful, खुश होना. So सीमाब को शगुफ्ता न देखा तमाम उम्र. He is writing about himself that I have not seen you happy ever. Tamam umr means throughout your life. And whenever I found you, kambakt jab mila, kambakt is like of a slang, when you want to, as we say, sale in Hindi, So kambakt jab mila mujhe, game ashna, whenever I have, I mean, if I can use that very seen you, you have always been found in sorrow. So he talks about himself. Yeah. So there are two more paragraphs. Maybe I'll take a picture and post it whoso can read Hindi as a text, and there are meanings to the words also written at the bottom. So,
So,
at least, yeah,
Sanjay, and we
yeah,
have another very soulful singer, Nomita. I think we should have a session of around 30 minutes. Karthik and others who agree, if
yeah,
they agree, that we should have a lot of ghazals and one session of
yeah,
just ghazals and bhajans.
yeah, yeah. Can
I
plan
mean,
like that.
at least 15 minutes.
Sure,
I
sure, we
actually
should.
put
Okay.
I actually put I just posted in the chat the Simab Ghazals.
Yeah,
It's
I
written in
also
Urdu.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. I also posted Mahu the ghazal that had those meanings, written as you were earlier reading in the earlier page. I
Yes.
got the text and that I posted it. Of course, it is written in Hindi text. I look for the translation, and there are also, I think, the videos of singers singing this ghazal. So it seems to be a popular one. Yeah.
Yeah, originally in there is I don't know where he's at. He was teaching physics in New York University. You guys might know him. He's Indian from Navsari. His name is Krishna Kant Shukla. You know him? He
No.
sings, he plays sitar, and he plays, yeah, he actually has sang this Simab Ghazals, and then Bob
Yeah.
Fredericks used it in one of the
Yeah, yeah.
Baba film. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so this
available.
this I had a recording. I'll have to search. It is in some cassette of even Madhusudan's
Yeah,
recording. I've heard him singing live in actually 1989. Madhusudan returned in Baba's fold, and there was a program in Mumbai. The first program that he gave in one Mr. Rao's residence in Andheri. There he sang the song actually. So I had that recording. I'll have to search maybe.
very
Yeah.
nice, very nice.
As
Madhu,
always, thank you so much for the singing. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, Ashok. You're saying something.
I was saying Madhusudan's bhajans are very, very soulful and very, very lot of meaning, and they're written from the heart. Of course, like all ghazals are, but Madhusudan's renderings are very, very melodious. Jai Baba. I wish everyone a happy weekend. I'm traveling tomorrow, but I will join at 7:30. Maybe after 8:15, I'll have to be on my way to Mehrabad.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
So
nice.
Ashok ji, you and we are going to be in Mirabad
Yes, definitely. I'm
29,
looking.
30th, 31st. The
No,
same day Bal Natu was invited. Okay. So
oh my
we
God.
have that invitation, open invitation. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Jai
maybe.
Baba.
No, no, that was December. Sorry to disappoint you guys. That was December
Ah,
29, 30, 31.
Anyway, we, we
1947,
sorry
December
about that.
27, 28, 29.
Yeah,
nee,
yeah. I
nee, that
I got I got so
Karthik,
excited I missed a month. Jai
nee,
Baba.
Karthik, that's a good one because generally the Dhar family, Sunil and Nomita, we can tell them that this time with the New Year's will be in Mehrabad.
Yeah, yeah.
Jai Baba,
Insha
thank
Baba.
you. Thank you
Jai
Insha
very
Baba. We'll
Baba.
much.
see you all
Insha
there.
Baba.
Yeah.
Thank you
Jai
so
Baba.
much.
Jai
Yes, Jai
Baba.
Jai
Have a
Baba.
good
Baba.
day.
Jai
Thank
Baba.
you,
Have
Jai
a good
Baba.
one. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Yeah, yeah.
Good day. Bye bye.
Bye, bye,
Jai
bye.
Baba.
Jai Baba, everyone. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.